Okay, this lesson is week 4, day 3, and it goes with activity sheet 128 and worksheet 128 on the front, homework 128 on the back. Okay, now kiddos, you remember that on these you're going to cut these out and you're going to alphabetize them. So that's one of the practices that you'll do. Now, worksheet 128, homework 128 is dealing with endings that come from the French language. Now, several times throughout the year, we've talked about the fact that the English language is a blend or a mix of several different other world languages. Okay, so these particular endings we're going to take a look at today were endings brought to our English language from the French. Okay, you know that we have some Greek roots, some Latin roots. We also have some French roots. Okay, so these particular endings come from French. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So let's start by looking at these three words here on the board. Okay, just take a look at them. You might know what they say, you might not. We're going to take a look at what happens when you code these words, though. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through the process of coding each of these words, and we're going to take a look at what happens when we do that. So right off the bat on the first one, you probably, again, you're looking for final stable syllables, you're looking for prefixes, you're looking for suffixes. You don't see any of that. You're going to look for combinations, digraphs, trigraphs, quadrigraphs, those other things that we've covered. Okay, don't see any of those in the first one. So then you're going to look for some vowel consonant patterns, see if you can identify any of those. So you should have noticed V, C, C, B. All right, and then you're going to figure out where the split is on this one. Now, this one happens to be the basic split between the two consonants. Okay, from there, you're going to have your short E. Then, if you were to carry on with the coding of this, you would have identified long I, consonant, silent E. Now, with that G, could be a soft G, could be a hard G. So we're gonna play with that and see if we can figure it out. Okay, N. Let's just start with a hard G. N, G, ein, gein, engein. Does that sound something familiar to you? No. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it now with the soft G. N, J, ein, gine, engine. Does that sound something familiar? Probably not, but by now you may be realizing, hey, that's not engine, it's engine. All right, so at that point you would have identified the French ending on this. Okay, the I does not actually say long I. N, J, Pause the video here. See if you can tell somebody what we call that when a vowel says If you said schwa, that's correct. It's making the schwa sound. How do we code the schwa? Correct. Upside down E. So for this, you're going to go ahead and do your upside down E. And we're going to listen to that again. N, J, un, jun. Realizing this is indeed a soft G. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the next word. Again, we're going to look for final stable syllables, prefixes, suffixes. Don't see any of those there. We're going to look for combinations, trigraphs, all those things we've learned. Don't see anything there. So now we're going to look for our vowel consonant patterns. Okay? At this point, you would have seen V, C, V. And then you're going to work towards figuring out where we would split that. Okay? You know, if you split it here, you're going to end up making that a long A. So at that point, you would just need to test the sound of that and see if that works. Okay? It doesn't. Therefore, the split is actually going to take place right there. And at that point, we can continue the coding. FR blend, short A. Again, we have that G again. Not sure if that's going to be a hard or a soft G. We just have to test that out. If you looked at that, you would think long I, consonant, silent E. Okay, so let's try it out. Fr, a, g. We'll start with hard G. Frag, isle, fragile. Doesn't sound like a familiar word. Let's try soft G. Frage. Fragile. Fragile. Now, sometimes people do pronounce the word fragile, but really it's fragile. So, again, at that point, you've identified it is a soft G, and this I is again making the sound. Fragile. So, you're going to do your schwa E. Fragile. Fragile. Again, you've identified another one of the French endings, ul. Okay? So you've got the INE, which says un. You've got the ILE, which says ul. Now let's take a look at this last one. Again, we're looking for final stable syllables. Don't see any. Looking for prefix, suffix. Don't see any. Looking for vowel consonant patterns on this particular one. Okay, at this point you would have seen VCV. Again, we need to try to identify where we're going to split that. Remembering if you split it here, it's going to make that O long. So you can try that out. If you don't split it here, you split it here. That's going to make that short. Test those out. You should have identified then that the split would go here, making that a long O. Okay, and if you code it like what you've been taught to code it, you would code it long I, consonant, silent E, and then we have to work with that C to figure out if it's hard C or soft C. Okay, so far we have O, no, t, I, we'll try hard C, k, no tyke, no tyke. Doesn't sound familiar. Let's try it with soft C. O, no, t, ice. No ties. No ties. Doesn't work, but by now something might be coming to your mind. Okay? If it is, and you say, well, it's not no ties, it's notice, then again, you have found another one of those French endings, and that I does not say long I. It makes the schwa sound and says us. Oh, no, us. Tus. Notice. Okay? And at this point, we've identified that is a soft cedilla C. Okay, so these are the French endings un, ul, us. Okay, a little bit tricky, but there you have it. If you have any questions about that, let me know.